Good morning, everybody. Hope we're having a great day, great day. Had to end my last stream super early because I had a lot of back pain, just couldn't sit down. Feeling a little better today, so we're gonna see how this goes. Let's see how things pan out. Do some chit chatting a little bit. I'll be working on some pages today. Get some housekeeping done real quick, and then we'll get started. Love this song right here. It's called No Cap. Excuse me, All Caps by the late great MF Doom. Man should have got a lot more respect than he got, but he is touted as your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. So seems like he didn't do too bad for himself. I do hope that he went out peacefully in his sleep, though. I hope there was no pain for him or anything like that. He seemed like he was a good dude. I would hope that he had another album in him, but we'll never know. He always struck me as the David Bowie of the rap world. At least I would hope he would have been the David Bowie of the rap world. That man had so much potential and talent. And the rap world snubbed him, and that's a shame. Mainstreamers wouldn't put him on, but they was buying his records, so I guess that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Like somebody buying your records, somebody buying your product. That's the most important part. Somebody out there buying your product. Hopefully one day I'll get to that point where people will be buying my product. I think it would be nice to have some folks in there like, oh man, your shit is wild. People out here wilding out. That would be nice. But for now, I'll settle for what I got. Alright, I got my housekeeping taken care of. Sorry for keeping y'all waiting. Check out these next 2 pages right quick. Oh, I need to finish those real fast. Let me start there. Because everything else is just going to be like point and click type shit. So this week has been a little bit interesting. I'm gonna call him BC. So I don't wanna talk about this man too much, but BC's nasty broke ass got out of jail. And they got Phylicia Rashad sitting out there. She getting roasted right now because she's like, oh, justice has finally been served. Bill Cosby's out of jail. It's like, no, man. While he was out there making the Cosby Show with you, he was out there drugging young women, and you out here advocating. Can't be doing that. Like, I don't know what side of the base she bats on, but it just seems a little out of place. Like, this man was actively hurting women and actively bragging about it. The only way that they could get him, yes, was on a plea deal. Because you know, if Bill Cosby didn't have that money, they'd have got him. He'd still be rotting in his jail cell right now, but people are happy. He's got his supporters. America's dad back out in the world again. But I guess that's just the way of life here in the United States. You could drug folks for 40 years if you got millions. Or like that other director who started the Cannes Film Festival, that dude was sexually molesting minors and he fled the country to France, and they don't have any extradition laws, so he got away with his too. Guess we really can't be surprised. But enough of that. Let's talk about something a little bit more positive. See, spoke with my nephew for the first time in a while. Kid's junior this year in high school. He starts school up real quick here in a bit. Real proud of him. He doesn't know what he wants to do in college. Had to lay some uncle truth on him. I was like, hey fam, look, I didn't take school seriously when I was at your age. It's like, yo, you need to step your game up, homie. Decide what you want to do with your life right now. He's like, oh, I'll do it later. I'm like, no, fam, like you gotta make that decision now. You know, it's getting hard out there for a pimp. He just laughed at me, but he's like, all right, I'll get on it. I'm like, all right. So he got 2 more years before he's done. I'm real proud of him. He's being the man of the house. And my mother has him and his sisters. He's him and his younger sister and his twin sisters. There's 4 of them. And he's been taking real good care of them, so good on him for that. Proud of him. You love to see it. One of the big things that I'm worried about is that he don't have a whole lot of male influence. It's like right there at his side. He's got some cousins down there, but they all go to different schools. My closest cousin that lives near him, he's my age, but he's got a young son, so I don't know if he gets to see him often. I do kind of hope he does. My cousin, who will not be named, he's pretty rad. He's like the little brother I always wanted. So I'm older than him by like, I want to say 6 or 7 months. He was born in July of 84. I was born in December of 83. But we're literally 6 months apart. He's what I would consider my little brother. When he'd come around, my mother, like every time we go on vacation, my mother would go get him. It's pretty nice. He was the coolest dude. He was the real one. And then we have some mutual cousins. Well, I mean, they're clearly mutual cousins because they're cousins, but we have some cousins by marriage, and they're actually, when I met them, I was like, yo, I wish I had y'all around. They was nice. I actually missed them quite a bit. I wish I was in a position to go see them more often, but you know, pandemic, that's what everybody says, but they're like 600 miles away. 600 miles away. So every time they have a family reunion, I'm like, why don't y'all come on out here? And they're like, it's too hot. And I'm like, okay, well, why don't we go to a place where it has a beach? And half of the family ended up going to Jamaica. Didn't tell the other half. Some of my family members was so mad. I'm all like, well, y'all don't talk. That's y'all fault, you know. Still funny though. Man, I got a huge chuckle out of that. It's like, well, I think one year they went on a cruise. My mom's got so upset about that. Like, oh, they went on a cruise? Why would they go on a cruise? I'm like, okay, well. And now she's at that point in her life where she can go and do anything she wants. But she's taking care of grandbabies, so guess that one's out. I think maybe one day she'll get to see the ocean. think I'm the only one in my immediate family that has seen both sides of the country, which I find that to be a little distressing. And my mother's only seen the East Coast, and my dad, he traveled. He used to be in the military, so I think he's seen at least the East Coast. He did go to Vietnam, so I think he's seen both coasts, because that would be the quickest way to get there. Never had the opportunity to ask him, but hey, here's what it is. So aside from him and I think my sister is really close. She's seen the centralized, the Midwest, but I don't think she's seen both coasts just yet. If she has, good for her. It's not really so much a race, it's just something I think everybody should do, or at least try to do. Everybody's situation is a little different, but you need to see the country. Honestly, what I really feel is that everybody, when they become of age, regardless of whether or not they go into the military or not, they should immediately, as a matter of law, a matter of education, your driver's license should be immediately eligible for a passport. Like, as soon as you turn 18, they take you down. Hey man, you want a passport? Why? Because, I don't know, maybe you want to go out the country. Out the country? And then let them make a choice. The other part is the barrier for entry on that needs to be lowered. It's so expensive to go outside the country from here in the United States. Like, if you want to go from London to France, it's mad cheap. But to get outside of this country, it's like $1,200–1,300. Should never be that way. Should never be that much money to get out. To me, that seems un-American. But that's one man's view on the situation. These airlines gotta make a killing. But if I had that opportunity, boy, I'd be gone. The flights to, like, from here to Singapore, I really don't want to see Singapore, but I'm gonna use that example. The flights from here to Singapore were mad cheap. Well, I'd be on a flight tomorrow. I mean, I could fly from here to New York City for like $150. If I could fly from here to the island of Hokkaido in Japan, bro, for $150, I'm out. You won't see me for a week, baby. Passport ready. Let's go. But that's restlessness sitting in after sitting in the house for almost a year and a half now. And I'm talking about pre-pandemic. I was in my house all the time. And then being forced to be in the house for an entire year after that, boy, it's time to get up and go somewhere, do something, see some new people, learn some new things. It's time to get some culture in our lives. And I get there's not a lot of people that want to do that. That's fine. But those of us that do, boy, you fixing to see a whole new renaissance come about. I'm not talking about these people that are getting mad because you asked them to wear a mask and shit. I'm talking about the people that really genuinely want to get out there and see some things. Some new ideas flourishing. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see what we come up with. Hopefully we don't end up doing the whole letting the world die, end up like Ready Player One where everybody's just stuck in a house all day. I'm gonna live, work, and thrive on the internet. I'm gonna send my children to school through VR. It's gonna be great. Meanwhile, the world is just dying around us. So I read Ready Player 2, and I'm gonna admit I did not like it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first one. But there were parts of it that I did really like, parts that I resonated with. And they're making the movie as we speak, or at least they're trying to get the script together. And I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I'm being real honest about that. I got some questions. Got some mad questions. I made a few cliff notes, just a few cliff notes, you know. First and foremost, you might want to go through a mad rewrite of the plot. The plot didn't make no sense. To be honest, this just make no. I did not understand what the hell was going on in the second book. Like, make it more cohesive. There's some stuff in there that I would have definitely got rid of. The Prince planet. I would cut that whole thing. I really kind of hope that they do, because they made a big deal about his religious views being caught in the mix there, and then we just roll right past it, like it never happens. It's like, okay, you're gonna talk about Prince and what his religious views were, but we're just gonna go ahead and do the quest. It's like, okay, look, bro. If you got something to say about Prince, say what you got to say about him. Move on with your day, but don't endorse. And I feel like a lot of this was some mad endorsement. My best friend was like, yo, I really just kind of feel like this book was written so they can make a second movie. I was like, yeah, no, I feel you on that one. I 100% agree. I mean, the book has a lot of problems, but like the stuff that they did, like the quests and shit that they went on, I was like, all right, I see what you were trying to do. I see what the intention was. The execution was terrible, though. I see what direction you were trying to go, but you didn't make the leap, my friend. You didn't exactly make the leap. You fell short. And that's my genuine take on that. It's like you running a little skip. Run a little skip. Actually gave a friend of mine at work a copy of the book. Bought it for him, and he read it too. He's just like, I don't understand. I'm like, like what I got done with is like, yeah. Let's see, what else is there? Been thinking about playing through the Metroid series on stream. Oops. At least playing through some of them. Samus Returns, the remake for Samus Returns is super difficult to get a hold of, but that's another Metroid remake. I will definitely be streaming that one because I love that game in all of its controversy. I am a huge fan of that guy's work, and I'm glad that he's working with the team that makes Ori. That guy came up in Nintendo. That's a middle finger to y'all. Y'all did him wrong. But that goes to show you that Nintendo genuinely does not like its fans. As a company, the internal developers themselves, you can tell that they love their fans a lot. But Nintendo as a company, as an entity, this is why a lot of people, no, this isn't just why, this is exactly the reason why people say, oh, corporations are not your friends. We know that. We had a pandemic and motherfuckers was trying to make money off that. We get it. But when it comes to like fair use and shit, Nintendo is all in your ass, and fuck them for that. I will buy their products because I love the people that make them. But Nintendo is a 200-year-old company. Fuck you, Nintendo, for real. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you my Smash Brothers money. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you my Metroid money. But I'm gonna tell you right now, when it comes to the system that I want to play, I'm gonna go play some Sony. Go play me some Xbox. If I had an Xbox, I'd play Xbox, but I don't. But if I did, I'd be like, yo, fuck Nintendo, on the real. Their hardware is always a generation behind, and then they're super customer unfriendly. Like people want these Metroid games, and people really do want these Metroid games, but they're not trying to put out like a bundle. But they'll sure as shit make sure you get a big old bundle from Mario. It's like, okay, there's only so much running and jumping on turtles we can do. Maybe, you know, we could do something different. And then Mercury Stream comes in like, hey, we got an idea for a Metroid game. No, we're gonna sit on it for 19 years. Bitch, what? Well, can we make a remake? Yeah, make a remake, and then we'll think about letting you make a sequel. Okay. They tried to get Team Ninja to do it, but people didn't like what Team Ninja did. And I could see it. I can see it. You hate to see it, but I can see why they did it. I can see why people didn't like it. I can see why people had problems with it, things like that. But I am excited. I'm ready to play this new Metroid game. So it looks good. Hopefully, Mercury Stream takes it in a new direction. It's supposed to be the quote unquote last episode in the Metroid saga. And I think what they're going to end up doing is sending her after the Galactic Federation, which I would be down for because story-wise they did her dirty. They've been doing her dirty for such a long time. I would love to see her go after them. Problem is, though, they're gonna have to step out of the Alien movie franchise so that they can make some new content, which I wholeheartedly think they should have done after Fusion. But gotta make that money. So many other stories that they could tell. Her whole thing has always been about isolation anyway, so we'll see what they we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. I'm super stoked though. I'm really excited to see what this new team can do. The best game in the series was Metroid Fusion. The second best would have been, for me anyways, was Super Metroid. I liked Metroid 2, it was alright. The remake Zero Mission, that one was good too. I liked that one, but it didn't come anywhere near close to Fusion. That one really felt like it was an Aliens game. I felt like I was Ellen Ripley running through there like, oh no, this thing is gonna kill me. How do I stop it? Okay. I think we're good here. I'm gonna take me a little bitty break. So I gotta put my back brace on. So we'll be right back here in probably a good 5 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna ink this page up real quick. And then we go get right back in it. Alright. Alright, we back. We back. We back, back, back. This reminds me of a James Brown song. Hit me! Man, it sounded like he was having an orgasm every song he made. Yeah, I said it. That means the songs was bad though. The songs were amazing. Don't at me. He was an abuser. But if you want to talk about James Brown being an abuser, you need to talk about Michael Jackson. And I'm a love some Michael Jackson. People to this day still trying to moonwalk in anti-gravity lane. So, you know, it's a little problematic. It's a little problematic. But it is what it is. Everybody likes their own thing. People still love Elvis, even though he stole from black music. He was on drugs half the time. He's a terrible father. I ain't answering that. I ain't got time for it. That's all. Who we listening to? Metal Finger? Oh snap. These tunes are fire today. See if I can find.
What the hell is the matter with you?
I'm gonna switch this up real quick. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, I remember what I was going to use that for. There we go. What is this? Yo! Oh my god, this is wild! That is so funny. I'm gonna use that later. Actually, let me go back. That one was cool. That's fire, actually. Came in here looking for body language. Found some cold shit. Alright, back to work. That's being a little extra though. That right there, that's extra. That's not even what I was looking for. Hmm. None of these are what I'm looking for. That's cute though. I'm glad that I said body language or body expression or body reference and I get all these faces. Also, what is on their face? Goodness. So there's a good facial expression. I will keep that because that's what I needed, but that's not what I wanted. Need body references. See, this is part of the bigger problem that I'm starting to see is you look for you put in the word body and references and you get this, this. When you're looking for a specific emotion, it's like, I'm not looking for this. I'm not looking for this. I need more of this. Well, like you type in the word body and you start getting body positivity stuff, but you get none of the reference. That needs to stop. Like, for real, that stuff needs to stop. Guess I could use that. Just really not into search results that I'm getting here. And then you change it. You used to be able to get such good search results. See, this is what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. Not quite what I wanted, but I can find a good pose from here. If you never used this guy's references, this dude is amazing. Or girl? I can't say I don't know the gender, so if that gender is wrong, sorry. Anyway, they produce some pretty dope ass work. Their reference sheets are fucking phenomenal. Actually, I think I could use this one right here. Oh, looks like my screen sharing has ended. I guess I should probably fix that. So, I found the reference that I needed. Ooh, zip cuts. Wasn't expect that to pop up. So bright. This one's good. I used to have this. It's like, I think it was like 3 or 4 CDs. The entire album was good though. Yeah. Oof. Okay. Your face is not flat, girl. Alright, so we're gonna start on that. 8-point agenda. We believe in maximum effect. Not limited to it is the truth. Smooth over. Do that ballooning, in fact. Manifesto. Outro, absolutely rock solid. Top to the bottom. We don't believe in these things, we believe in the idea that I believe is what they create. Make no them. Point 3. That's point 3. Point 4. We don't believe in other people, even not ideas that us or even cultivate and create. To a goddamn thing. Point 4. Point 4. Point 4. Point 4. I heard this song when I was a younger kid, and I resonate with its message. Literally, don't let somebody tell you what the fuck to do with your own art. I'm right. You ain't. It's point 4. There are literally only 6 points to the song, and that's why it's so hilarious. Like, there's only 8 points that they're bringing up, but they're really only 6. I think I got this this whole compilation album when I was like 16 years old. And I had to buy it like 6 different times because it kept losing it. I think my sister took it. I don't know. She was into some music too. Or it got lost in the sauce when I moved. I don't remember, but the whole album's good. There's a song on here by Roots Maneuver who sounds like Idris Elba. In the back of my head, I always thought it was Idris Elba. Like, oh, Idris Elba's got an album. I remember at one point I was trying to find some of the artists on this album. I could never find their music. I really wanted to buy like Roots Manuba albums, and I couldn't ever find them. This was like before Napster, so more than likely it had to do with the fact that he's like a UK rapper. I don't even know if this dude's still active. I really hope he is, because I would like to go get his catalog and just be like, here man, here's like a couple $100. Take my money. His music was great. Actually, I wonder if they put so he's got this song on here called The Movement, and I could never movements. Oh, that's why it was different, because it was the live version. Yo, this song is fire. This song right here is it's literally the best song ever. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna let this play right here, because this. I do apologize if I jump in and. But this song is just too good. It's too good.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is the Roots by Discotheque.
On the turntables we have DJ MK, Kilburn's finest. And on the microphone, Roderick Manuva. All the way from the southwest, with time to get off my chest. I'll bring you 10-ton girl to this homegrown rain. Only fire what you hear, tis the sound of pain. But the pain leads to gain, so we dare not stagnate, we elevate to the next state.
Motion divine.
Glisten like crystal ball and stand tall with this
Knowledge and overstanding.
Enterprise landing, bringing them new brands above. Yes, we come proper with potencies. Ain't no blood in my body, it's liquid soul in my vein. I dance on the thin line of sane and the range. It's all crits when we get neatly in the cipher. Trap like kidney to the pipe of the pine. As this natural mystic flows through the air, the lessons of life become crystal clear. Position of my vision is idle. Separating shouts from the blessed is vital. Now I can smell them rats coming from a mile around the corner. Once I might warn ya, twice on the catch cook. No, we won't stop rebuke thee. You satanics, you fools can't recruit me. Not now while there's movements for back. Typhoons brew. Strong ankles side them will still coach you. Movements for back. Typhoons brew. Strong ankles side them will still coach you. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. As played by the Roots by Discotheque. The Psycho Aquadoodoo sound.
I sucked the bacon out your mouth.
Dawns upon your sonic, rolling with your regiment. God bless army, how the hell you're going to stop them tides from steady coming.
Running to tune with an element.
Set speed, we proceed.
Charting for action. 1125.
Government boots get dashed to the side. Two ring, two snide now. All that they tried to disguise, I can still recognize. We got works when I see it. We got disciples, keep we God's friends. I always had a hate for what their we God's defend. When they feed for that crack, ain't no one to tax. Who runs back home and smokes a brown bag of seed? Best believe that these times are treacherous. And I know not how else I'm supposed to act, but stand close to close a Roots fight. See me getting dead with that two-step shuffle. Angling I hustle for the cause. Raining with that Roots side terror. Rigging up your weak arty error. We build, move, and prove that we don't suffer fools.
Movements with Mac, Typhoons rule. Y'all got beside it and still with you. Movements with Mac, Typhoons brew. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Typhoons brew. Young and side them will still coach too.
Goddamn, that's a good song. Let's get you in the feels.
Splendid.
This one's just called Bruce Lee. It's just him wailing and screaming for like 5 minutes.
Kick a hole in the speaker. Kick a hole in the speaker.
Let's see, what else can I talk about? Goodness. Wonder what else. Oh, that's right. Sony's got a thing today. Sony's got a press conference here in like 6 hours, actually. I'm actually not looking forward to it, kind of like everybody else isn't right now, because Sony's been on some shit. Their censorship policies I'm not on board. Definitely not on board with. And that's not like being anti-woke or anything like that. Is when you can put out a game, when you get to put out a game. Oof. Oh. I realized how bad that thumb looked right there. when you as a company will put out a game here in the United States, right, and you decide policy-wise that you're going to censor everything that comes out of another country. Meanwhile, you're going to put out simultaneously a game. And this is going to be a hot take, but I'm going to say it anyway. You could put out a game where you are forced to play as the villain, and y'all know what game I'm talking about. You know what game I'm talking about. You're forced to play as the villain, and then you're forced to go through their daily lives, and that's fine. You know, narratively speaking, you got to know who you're dealing with. But then you get to a part where you brutalize one main character and kill him in such a way like you're forced to actually enact the violence, and then you turn around and you're just like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna have some nasty sex. I'm saying nasty because not because I don't subscribe, but it's brutal. There's nothing intimate about the um, the sex that you have with as this character. It's just you're just having sex as this character, and then you turn around and you're like, oh, well, let me have sex as this character, and then the company for whom you are working with turns around and starts saying, oh, we can't have anime titties.
The film
But
you're
I just
about
watched
to
a
see
just
has
watched
no
a sex scene.
characters, it has no people. It is a film to describe to you
Just had
and
a sex
explain
scene.
visually the
And then you
effect
turn around
of
and say
cymatic
no anime titties.
frequencies on texture, structure,
What?
water.
I have a huge problem with
If you
personally I have a problem with
spare a
censorship.
little
I
your
don't
imagination as you watch
here in
this
the
film
United
as it
States
runs,
it's
you will see
we're
many
supposed
things
to
that
be the
answer many
paragon of
questions.
free
You will
speech.
see living
We're supposed to be the
forms,
paragon
living
of
amoeba, almost
um,
animal-like creatures. You will see continents being formed,
being able to
the Earth
say
itself coming into
whatever you
existence,
want to say,
explosions, eruptions, atomic explosions,
and having to deal with
You can see
the
all this
repercussions. That's what
and watch it
freedom of
before
speech
your
here
eyes.
is.
But everything
And then you
owes
turn
its
around
existence solely
and tell another group of people
and
you can't say what
completely
you want to say. You can't
to sound.
express yourself the way you want to express yourself.
Sound is a
That
factor
seems sus
which holds it
to me,
together. Sound is the
and
basis,
I am
the form,
not
the
on board
shape.
with that. I
In the
believe that
beginning
what
was
is
the
good for the
Word,
goose is good for the
and the
gander.
Word was God. We are told that this is how
And
the world
because
began
this
and how
particular
creation
game in question
continued.
was super
We
woke,
put that into the modern idiom
they got
and say that due
free
to the
reign to
great
do what they
void of
wanted to.
space
I'm not okay with that.
came a sound.
Now, I will
That's
call
right.
out Mr. Neil Druckmann.
Scripture.
Your game should have been
Please watch
censored
carefully.
heavily. We can't have our anime titties, my friend. You can't have your transgendered sex scene. Flat out. And then you turn around and want all of these awards and accolades. They made you the president of Naughty Dog or whatever. Cool. I'm glad you got the come up, my guy, but I'm gonna be real. Your game should have been censored. Because there was no reason for you to get away with the murder that you did. And I'm not even talking about your character assassination of Joel. He needed to die for your story to advance. How he did it, I'm not even really upset about that. I think he deserved better. This dude could have been your Ned Stark. But your game should have been censored based off of Sony's actual policies and procedures. Your game should have been censored, but they didn't. But I am not a executive of Sony, so. But that's why a lot of really good games are going over to Nintendo. Nintendo is the place to be right now, especially for indie games, particularly for indie games right now. And that is unfortunate because the whole whole thing about Nintendo is they used to be the ones over here censoring, and now you guys are the big dogs on the block, and now you're censoring because you think you need to appeal to a group of people that ain't buying your games. You know, the rest of us be damned, which is shame. But I'm hoping that we get some more info on something other than, you know, Deathloop or Call of Duty. 'Cause I'm be honest, I'm real sick of Call of Duty. That is a game series that just needs to die. And they know it needs to die because they keep making the zombie games. You know your game is trash when you have to package in the better half of a game in with the main part. Just make zombie games. You got an amazing story with some amazing stuff going on in there. Just make the zombie games. Ditch the Call of Duty stuff. In fact, switch it. Make the zombie games, right? Make the zombie games and do all of the zombie game stuff, right? And then package in the multiplayer shit on top of that with Call of Duty Zombies with war zones. That stuff, that's what you really need to be doing. Because you can tell there's a lot of love is going into the zombie stuff because it's a breath of fresh air. It's a breath of fresh ass, bro. And you're sitting here making these. You're making half of a game that your people ain't gonna buy. You're selling these people $60 experiences. Selling your people $60 experiences. $60 experiences that people are buying just to play your zombie games. And a lot of people are playing the Warzone stuff because it's new. But how many of those people are actually coming back? Split the game in half. Do what Fortnite has been doing as a bona fide, genuine sales business model, and just make that part free to play. Just put that out separate and let that team making those zombie games make the fucking zombie games. Because you're telling them to pump these things out every year, which means that stuff's already been developed for 3 or 4 years or more. But you still have a very short turnaround time on these zombie games. We need to go back to the days of expansions. Here's your $60 game, and pay us $30. Every year it's $30. We need to really go back to that. Those were some good old days, because then you could just piecemeal and you could still play the next piece if you didn't want to pay the current one. I think that's a malfunction of the games industry, honestly. This is a shame, but I mean, who knows? Maybe Sony will surprise us. Maybe we'll get something new. Hell, maybe we'll get Final Fantasy 16 stuff. I'm not holding my breath for that. definitely not holding my breath for that, but I'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe they'll do some World Ends With You stuff, and I will laugh my ass off if they do, because I'll be like, yo, yo, Nintendo got the demo, fam. Nintendo got that demo, fam. Like, go, yeah, just go play, just get yourself a Switch. It's just like $200 for the light, and go get that, that good old fashioned demo, so you can see whether or not you don't like this game. Side note: The World Ends With You is gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Boop. This shit's gonna be fire, and I cannot wait for that to come out because that's gonna be like at the end of the month. Okay. Yeah. Boop. 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 All right. Yeah. All right. We had an hour and 30 minutes, which means that whole thing took me a little too long. Sorry about that. But I'm gonna switch over to some games for a little while, get my back a rest, and then I'll be back later on today. Actually, I think I'm gonna do live. I think I'm gonna do the Sony thing. Well, that was interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna drop out for a little bit. And I'm gonna go get some things done. I'm gonna let my back rest a little bit because it is still a little sore. And then I'll be back probably about 1 o'clock. Talk about